I take really hot showers, which makes my bathroom very humid and steamy, so when I get out of the shower, I can't see anything in my fogged up mirror. For my project, I made an automated wiper system. In an effort to save water and not put my electronics at risk, I'm simulating my scalding hot shower with my electric kettle. Here's a quick look at all of the components of the system, starting off with the DHT11 humidity and temperature sensor, which is connected to the breadboard in Arduino, as well as some LEDs. Then there's the processing display that shows the status of the mirror. For the wiper mechanism, there are two 3D printed sleeves on the wipers, which then connect to the long bars which are pinned at the center to rotate. The bars are connected by paper clips, which are then connected to the servo that is actuated once the bathroom gets humid enough. Here I am holding the sensor over the warm water to simulate my bathroom getting hotter. An increase in humidity is shown through the processing screen when the color gets lighter, as well as the LEDs turning on. Here are the wipers in motion. You can see that they are connected to a servo that, although has only 180 degrees range of motion, this ended up being enough for the kind of movement that the wiper system needed. And you can also see that they're connected by paper clips. Originally I used string, but the paper clips provided more rigidity, which helped with the movement more. And as you can see, there's a corresponding wiper animation in the processing display, and this is only activated when the humidity is above a certain threshold. In the top left of the display, you can see the humidity and temperature live readings as well as the mirror status. As the sensor senses an increase in humidity, the display will get lighter in color and have an increase in circles until a threshold is met and the wiper animation and mechanism start. Here's a closer look at the LEDs. I have that if the relative humidity that the sensor senses is between 35 and 44%, the first LED turns on, 44 and 54%, the second, and then anything greater than 54%, the third will turn on. And here's one more look. So as the humidity increases, the processing display will show lighter colors as well as more circles become visible, and the wiper mechanism and animation will be activated, as well as the status of the mirror changes as well. And then as the humidity decreases, the colors will get darker and the circles will lessen, and then the animation and the wiper mechanism will completely stop. I'm not going to go through all of the Arduino code, but there are a couple things I wanted to point out. The first being the DHT sensor library. This was written by Adafruit. In my code, lines 31 through 34 and 47 through 48 are from the library. The next section deals with the servo. From a previous lab that we had to complete, we used pulse width modulation to move the servo, so that's essentially what I did here. And because the servo has to move back and forth to move the wiper mechanism, I have the direction switch every time it hits 0 or 180 degrees. As for the processing, I'm also not going to go through the entire code, but I just want to point out a couple spots. In a previous lab, we had to create an Etch-a-Sketch where the color of the circle depended on the location of the circle, so I applied that logic here for the color of the processing display, except that I used temperature and humidity instead of location. And lastly, this is more of a general note, but I found that I used the function map quite often because a lot of the characteristics depend on the level of humidity. For example, the color of the display or how many circles are visible on the screen.